Hey everybody, it is GPT, back with another episode of Let's Build Minecraft. Now, it's been a minute. I just feel like this is going to be the topic of nearly every video, and possibly every stream that I ever do in my life. Boy, things have been interesting personally, and professionally, and just all around gaming-wise. I don't know. I could just spend a whole video talking to you about how busy life gets, and well, I don't know. You've been there, I've been there, we've all been there. But let's continue on showing the things that I have built in my city, which has a name. I have named my city, but I will get to that here in just a little bit. Maybe by the end of this video, I will reveal the name of this city that I have finally chosen. So here we are at the, what would you consider this? A transportation hub now? And things have changed probably since the last time you saw this. We have added buses. We have added a bus depot of sorts with 4 organized colored lines under this beautiful, beautiful purple stairs awning. Yes, we have buses now. One of them is currently not here. The blue one is right there, not in its current position waiting for people because it is in the garage. It is run in the garage there. Yeah, that's right. And so I've been busy. I've been busy not only smacking the microphone, which we're going to talk about that here in a minute too. Oh boy, lots of things to talk about. Lots of things to talk about. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. I also have a sick one at home today. My oldest son has been out for a few days and he has a walkie-talkie, so you might hear him at any moment. He has been told that he can communicate to me via walkie-talkie if his heart desires. Oh boy, we have so many things to talk about. I have mods that I want to show you. I have builds that I want to show you. I've got a lot to update you on. But we are here at the transportation hub. Things have changed. This whole parking garage has changed. I'm pretty sure I've rotated it from its original orientation. This just works better, and I have made it so that you have to come, if you park at the very top of the row, you can't just go into the building. I've actually made this building shorter, one thing shorter. So now you have to go down the stairs, and then you can go in the building. So the building still has a pretty awesome view. It's not nearly as sweet as it was. It has a really good view here, but it doesn't really have a great view of the city like it used to from the top because it was too tall. It just didn't make sense in the scheme of things. You've got this building here now. So if you want to check out the city and the airport and all that stuff, you can come over here. You can come over here now. And so yeah, that's changed. This building has changed. Just things have changed over here. And I could go on and on and on and on and on about how things have changed here, but essentially I've just made it more compact, more efficient, and better off just good, better, good, better, good and better. Yeah, that's right. So anyways, Transportation Hub has changed. I did that off camera almost immediately after the last video, which has been a while. I almost forgot that I changed this and almost forgot that I needed to tell you about it. But hey, it is what it is. Ooh. Maybe is now the time we talk about the awesome mod that I have added to my server? That's right, we're playing on a server, my own private server. Do you notice something a little different about these traffic cones? Traffic lights. Yeah, they look pretty baller, right? I'm going to use that term. They look pretty awesome. And so I have a mod called Head Index. And if I remember, I will link it in the description below. But let me show you how it works. You type in the word head or /head, and you pull it up, and there's all these awesome things that you can search for. Like you've got, let's see, food and drinks. Look at this. Look at this. This is a game changer. There's 61 pages of just food and drinks. You got the burger. You've got the stuffed bell pepper. I mean, come on now, guys. Basically, these are custom heads that aren't named after players, because if they are named after players, then there's a possibility they would change based on if that person changed their Minecraft skin. So these are actually indexed on the Mojang server for these particular things, which is pretty awesome. So you've got the chocolate pumpkin, you've got peeps, which yeah, I guess I can kind of see that. Of course, you're limited by how compact and how square things are. But one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to do something based on traffic. So I searched for the word traffic, and I get 22 pages. And so now you see all these weird things, right? Like, oh yeah, you've got the cross symbol, or like don't go past this symbol. You've got a dangerous turn signal. You've got a speed limit signal. You've got a motorway sign. That's an easy word to say. But if you look closely, you see these like traffic lights. So I'm actually going to go back out and I'm going to search for traffic light. And that's going to basically consolidate it down to 12 pages of some of the most awesome things I've ever seen in my life. So we've got yellow traffic lights. We've got black traffic lights. We've got a nether traffic light, which I guess I never even noticed that was a color. You've got brown traffic lights. And as you're seeing here, you've got turquoise traffic lights that are pretty awesome. And so what they do, instead of the old way that I had signals, I don't even know if I have an old example, but let me go and build one for you. Ugh, this took forever to do every single time, and I hated it. I hated it so much. Okay, no, I need a frame. Yeah, I need a frame, and I need a red. It's just like, it's like I don't even know if it was concrete, and I need a green. Oh no, lime. It's gotta be lime, right? Yeah, a lime concrete block, and then basically, so we're just gonna add one here. So we're like bloop bloop, and then I'd be like bloop bloop, and then like put the red one in, and then put the green one in, and that's what my original traffic lights looked like. Sorry, I can't look at them anymore. Let's get rid of them. Bloop bloop. These are awesome. The issue now, though, is that you have to place them one by one, and I can't come up and just be like, hey, let me see this here. So like you can see if I select yellow concrete and I middle click on it, it just gives me a player head. And so you have to, and so this is the one of the things that kind of worries me. Oh, also, I noticed that I'm on my camera now, so I guess we're just gonna keep. I guess we're just gonna keep this here. I didn't realize that I was on camera, and so I'm sure I've done many things like, let me just get rid of my snot here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get rid of that because that is distracting. Not just for you, but mainly for me. Let me get rid of that. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. My whole microphone and whole streaming setup has changed, and I'm still not happy with it. I actually hate it. I hate the microphone I have. I hate the mixer that I have. I got a Go XLR Mini. Someone sold it to me on a really good deal, and I was like, yeah, I could do so many cool things with it. And it's just been a bane of my existence. I kind of hate it. But I digress. It is what it is. It's fine. I'm getting it figured out. But anyways, so that's one of the things I don't like about this mod, and I want to see if that's something that they'll be able to change. I need to talk to the developers because I want to be able to just middle click this, because otherwise you have to have them stored in your inventory. And as you can see, I've gone around and built a lot of traffic lights, and I've had to reference them quite a bit. So like if I wanted to get rid of this, like, oh shoot, I broke it, I have to come back and I have to do this. So essentially what I have to do is either make a like a shulker box so that I can use these. And so basically if I destroy this item, I have to go and search for that all through those 22 pages. It becomes a hindrance. And I don't like that. It's really distracting. It takes a lot of time, but it looks so much better. It just looks so much better. And so as you can see here, I've got turquoise lights because this is an old town. So in Old Town, we have, I noticed that I'm like, I'm breathing real heavy. I apologize. It's just been a minute since I've been on the mic. So here we have old stoplights. But as you can see here, as you get out of there, you're going to go back to the yellow stuff. And so as you can see here, I don't know if this is an efficiency thing or if it's just a rendering thing. You'll see them pop in. See how far away we are before they pop in? But these are the original lights. So these are essentially, I've gone between yellow concrete and yellow terracotta. So that's kind of one of the more unique things. It skews on my version of yellow terracotta because as you'll see here, I've got my subtle tweaks texture pack, which changes the colors of concrete and terracotta quite a bit. So if we do this, these match the original color a little bit better. But of a newer traffic signal, I'm kind of playing with that a little bit too. So actually, since this is sort of still Old Town, but it's not like old town, we are going to go back and put the terracotta in rather than the concrete. Brand new traffic lights in the newer parts of the city are going to get the yellow concrete versus the terracotta. So there's one thing. Here's my end block. I've updated my end block to be this really cool color. Again, that will be something that I will be updating in the near future for you guys to be able to download. It's a work. Every time Minecraft gets updated, they seem to change something about resource packs that just breaks mine. And so every time I go to do it, it just becomes a hassle. And so I'm trying to get back in that saddle. I'm trying to get excited for it again. I don't know if these are original mud bricks or not. I think, or are these mine? I think these are mine. I can't keep track. And so I've done a lot of changes, and traffic lights are one of, they just look how much better they look. They just look so much better. They just look so much better. One of the other things I've done is I've put numbers. I've utilized numbers. See? Numbers like the gas station. See? Gas station. Gas station. Numbers. I'm not super satisfied with that just yet. Oh, you know what we could do? The problem is, okay, so here's another thing. Here, I'll just go ahead and show you this. This is why I need to talk to the developers and see if they can change this. Because if I use Matica to move these buttons down, because I was just like, what if they're actually behind the green? They probably look a little bit better. Okay, so if I hold my little thing down and I shift them, see how they change? Anytime the blocks get updated, they go just to the generic player heads. And it just looks bad. And it sucks. And it's a whole thing. So I need to talk to them about why that is, or just look into it. Maybe there's something on their website or on Discord that makes that the way it is. It's just the way it is. I'm zooming down to the courthouse area, not courthouse, state house. I don't know what have I called this? The government building. Around the government building, we have brown lights, old school brown lights. I like it a lot. So around the entire square of this building, ouch, you will have the brown lights. Brown lights. Oh boy, I forgot all about this. Another thing they do is they have crossing signals as a part of their package. It's so awesome. Here, let me show you. It's so cool. Traffic. Search. Yeah. See how they have like different traffic lights and they have these little lights? But if you search high and low, they have like numbers. See, like traffic light numbers. So like as it counts down, it's like, as you walk across, it's like walk, wait. See, they have numbers too. So if I wanted to do that on some of these, I could, but I kind of kept it simple in this regard. So they have like a little walking symbol. So, of course, this light is green, which means you shouldn't walk across here because, these people could hit you. But, of course, if you're turning left, you have to yield the right of way to the person crossing the street. But I digress. Anyways, these are here. I've had to use the debug stick to get this to match, because basically if you try to do this, see how it doesn't match? You have to make this it's a whole thing. So anyways, doesn't it look so awesome? Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It's one of my favorite mods, and it's so simple. And I just kind of wish they would add it to the game. But it's because basically what it's going to do is I update the server. Because right now I think we're in 20.1 or something like that. It's not even in the latest. It's not even 20.2 because Matica wasn't updated for the longest time. And I'm sure it is now. And blah, 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 blah. I always have to stay slightly back if I want to continue to use Matica. This thing in the lower right or left corner. Also, look, parking meters. Oh, I love it. So if you park in this spot, you have to pay the parking meter. Basically, this is a computer. I think this was literally the very first thing I did, because originally what I was doing is I was using player heads and I typed in the word computer. This kind of looks like a little thing with a tie, like a suit and tie. I can't unsee it now, but it also kind of just looks like a meter. like a little timer thing, like a little old school analog timer to be like click, 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 click until you run out of time. That's just what it reminds me of. I keep going to that, but I keep meaning to go into this to show you computer. See how there's all these computers here? So any of these would probably work really well. Like this is probably like a CCTV monitor. Doesn't look very good. This doesn't look very good. Most newer parking meters are more modern. So there's all sorts of ones that you could use. And I just kind of landed on this one by default. I don't even know where the original one is. Did I really look through all these to find the one that I'm looking at? No, I think I just kind of accidentally found it. Because there's only 4 pages. Only 4 pages. Look at this. There's so many computer monitors here. That's the one thing that kind of worries me, is that if I go to update, it's going to nuke all these. And I'm going to have to do them all over again. And so I don't know, again, that's just kind of what keeps me worried. So I don't want to do too many of these at once. But like, look at this. This is the post office. Post. Mail. Any 4-letter word would fit there. 6-letter words. I almost said postal, but then that just seemed a little too aggressive, I guess is the word. I've made a couple updates to this building too. This is an old building. I kind of went in and changed this a little bit. I'm still not super happy with the way this looks, but it is better than it was. And I changed up the windows, and I think I actually, oops, wrong mode. I think I finally updated the floor. Yeah, to be a little bit different. And there's like this back area that goes up the stairs. And I kind of changed this up a little bit, made it tighter. I don't know. I've made a few changes. I think I actually even did every other. Yeah, I think I changed the roof and stuff like that too. I've just been going through tweaking things to my heart desires. Oh, look, these are little heads too. See? Bloop. There's little player heads. But they're better than just like the Chongus lights, right? The only other issue is like if I go to add it underneath, see how it wants to add it on the top part or bottom part of a block. So that's the only problem. And you can't use the debug stick as far as I know. The only thing the debug stick does is rotate it, and that's fine. It's helpful, but that's not helpful in this case. So you kind of have to, you're kind of limited by that, which is fine. Which is fine. Ooh, you know what I want to do? Ooh, let's see if I can do it. Ooh, let's see if I can do it. So, oh my gosh, there's so many. There's 3 pages of apples. Of course, some of them are like players' heads, but like, good night. Why are there so many different apples? You could have a golden apple tree. Golden apple tree. Oh, this is going to be so good. Oh my gosh. They look like lemons. This is a lemon tree. This is such a game changer, guys. You don't understand. I've been wanting this for such a long time. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. I'm so out of breath. I'm so excited. Ugh. Like, see, that looks weird. It's just a floating block, but like, no, I'm just gonna leave them there. I'm just gonna leave them there. It's a random swampy. Don't eat the yellow apples. They're not good for you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got too many other things to talk about today. Oh gosh, that's something to talk about. So, let's talk about how big this city is getting and has gotten and will continue to get. Look at that. Look at that airport. That thing is massive. Oh, so massive. This is, okay, this right here, what we're looking at is the convention center. And it looks tiny compared to what I have in store for the rest of this video and for this year. I hope. I don't know. There's a building. The convention center, this one is going to be kind of piecemeal together. This is going to be another gas station. I moved the pier or the dock over there. Oh, there's like a neighborhood back here now, but you don't know about that yet because we haven't talked about it. There's so many things to talk about. Yeah, there's just a lot. There's just a lot. Oh, I do want to show you one other thing with the heads real quick. Then I promise we'll turn around and go back. Where did I do that? Oh, I know where I did it. So there are stop signs. They're not big and they're not great, but they're better than what I had. See how you can kind of still see the word stop, S-T-O-P. It's in there. They made it real tiny. I actually wonder if I can make some custom signs and add them to this. That would be pretty awesome. Anyways, so these are here for four-way intersections. Oh, and there's the buildings I wanted to talk about. So this kind of made sense. I made some strip malls. That's right, little strip mall buildings over here by the hospital and by this neighborhood because they just needed some commercial stuff. So you've got like a fast food restaurant there, and then we're going to have a different variety of stores along here. And so I made this parking lot. These are on the back side of the exit from the interstate. So if you come off here and you come around, so you can see here I've added a lot of trees. You get to this intersection with these lovely stop signs, and you can either go that way or this way. And of course, if you come this way, then you can come into the garage parking lot and check it out. There are some carbon copies of one after another of stores. And so I used brown mushrooms, and I think they look pretty good. This building, it's kind of like a terracotta, older building with stucco. That's kind of what this has, a very stucco kind of texture to it. And so I kind of wanted to use that. An older, like you can kind of tell this building's been here for a while. It's been under some renovations. And yeah, so the floors are different, and I haven't figured out what's going to be in any of these as I normally do. I just build sort of the skeletons and then run. That's just who I am. Oh, wait. I wonder something. Nope. Okay. I was trying to figure out, see, like these are slabs, and so these lights don't fit on slabs, as blocks tend to do or not do. So that it's not a good look, but it's whatever. It's whatever. We'll figure something out. Actually, I have an idea real quick. What if I do this? So let's do slabby slab. Let's just use stones real quick. And if I do this, okay, then they just kind of look like they're intentionally installed. But I see what's happening. I destroyed the roof. But if I do that, that looks a lot more intentional. And then we can go and fix the roof. I forgot. Sorry, guys. I broke the roof. I don't know. That's for me to figure out off camera. Anyways, so there's that one. And then there's this one, which is a little bit different. I think it's a little bit longer. So this is more of a new one. As you can see here, there are no floors. I ran out of time, I guess, and walked away from it. I think I was just kind of done. I know I built both of these by hand for the most part. And by hand, I meant like I designed it without much. I just went for it. Oh, this one has floors. So, yeah. Under development. Opening soon. But yeah, this is across from the neighborhood, so I figured these people, there's going to be a lot of people at the hospital, so they're going to need some services, and they'll be able to do that. There'll be some people at the hotel that if they feel frisky enough, they can come up and over and come shopping here. I might do something over here to where maybe there's a pedestrian crossing over this, and they can get here, but there's really not a lot of development here. Most of it's going to be that way anyways. And so these are more so to serve this neighborhood. And, well, there's a hotel there too. So all these people could come if they wanted to, even this auto dealer. Ooh, something else with heads. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. We're going to just probably keep running into heads that I was playing with. But check this out. All these headlights look so much better. It looks, I'm so excited. I threw a stick at it. And then tail lights. Oh my gosh, this looks so awesome. I think there's some that I haven't been able to do because they're back to back like these. See, I haven't been able to update those. I don't know if any of these cars have. Yeah, I think all of these cars, I got so excited that I put new headlights. The tail lights I think I like better than the headlights. Let's just say that. And then there's like here. Okay, so here's another variety of a stop sign. This one's fine. I was playing with it because let's see. Search. I wish you could save searches. I think that's another thing that I want to do. So here's some stops. So you've got this one that we're just looking at. You've got this Quebec. This is the one we've been using. Of course, you've got some like stops, restricted stopping, all that kind of thing. This one says stop. It's not nearly as good as I think this one. At least this one has like a rounded shape. So it's fighting the battle. See, like, stop. So you've got one here. You've got one here. I don't know. They both serve great purposes. But anyways, it is what it is. I think I've updated this building a little bit. I think I went through and added some lights to the inside because it was gonna put these big windows in. I've just kind of gone back and revisited some of my old builds. Oops, I keep doing that. Stop it, Jason. Get in there. Added some garage doors here, some oil on the floor. I've just been kind of swooping through and seeing what I can do to update some of these buildings. I think I've added some of this over here. This building I don't think I ever finished, and so I had to add the stripes all around the building to give it some texture. Ooh, I'm just gonna keep remembering. Look how good. I love it. Look, these little beers. There's little beers. Get it? Because it's a bar. Because it says bar. There's beers. I love it. Oh, I love it. I hope they don't. I hope updating my server doesn't break this. I don't want to get. I want to go through a couple updates before I keep using these. I went through and literally updated every single traffic light, and I hope I don't regret it. I hope I don't regret it. Anyways, so we did the transportation station. We did those guys, and I have done something with the marina. I'm saving that for later in the video. What else? I feel like there's something else over here that I haven't done yet. I haven't really quite cleaned up the old beach area. I have some plans for that, since there's really not that anymore because now it's over there. So we basically moved it from there to there. We actually didn't really even change. We only really. I have a charger for my tablet. And there's my son. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. He just needed a charger for his tablet, and I'm happy to oblige via walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkies are the coolest thing ever. As a kid, I always wanted one. I had a few, and he's got a little brother that they go back and forth, and they can use them outside and stuff, and I think it's pretty cool. So anyways, that was my solution to be like, hey, if you need anything, just holler on the walkie-talkie. I was kind of hoping that that wouldn't be a part of the video, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, I've got some stuff here that I want to talk about. I've got this neighborhood, I've got the marina that I want to touch on before the end of this video. So let's get to it. Imagine that this road is Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. I was there recently doing some work where this white building is. This white building is a cathedral, specifically a very large cathedral that was built, I think it's over 100 years old, and it was made from concrete. Mostly a big portion of the building is concrete, and it's a very interesting way how they built it. I'm going to replicate that entire city block in my world. I kind of fell in love with it. And so I want to challenge myself by doing that. One of the things that it also helps me do is I don't have to think. I look at pictures. I was there on location. I walked around this entire city block. I looked at the ins and outs. There's Google Street View, which is even more helpful. There are satellite images. There are images that I took inside and out. And it's gonna be awesome. And so this particular church that I was working at owns half the city block, and anything you see in purple is parking. And so when they are not using their parking for their church services during the week, they are allowing public parking to take place. So they own this parking lot. There's like all these little like parking lots, so they own this one. And I don't know if they own this one or not, but there's another church that is on this corner, not nearly as big. And I believe there's some like housing developments here, some buildings here, and I think there's actually a couple there's like a housing place here, and like a house here that is like an art gallery of sorts. I need to look more into that. And then there's some like historical buildings here as well. But essentially the church owns this entire half city block. This is one of their services building for outreach. I believe this building as well, and this building. These two are continuing educational services. I'm not sure if they're affiliated with the church or not, or if the church technically sold them these properties or sold them the land to build the properties on. That's not for me to find out. That's just for me to build. And so it's going to be really helpful. So again, the church has, these buildings are not quite connected, but they do sort of have this like nice courtyard area. I'll show you an overhead view of what that looks like if I remember to when I do this video. But you can kind of see what is what for that. But anyways, this will be the main focal point. I wanted to do, back in my Ground Fox days, server that I used to build on, One of the people on that server was building a cathedral. They kind of walked away from that project. I kind of came in and took it over. It was really big. It was so much bigger than this, I think. But I always really enjoyed that build. I think I need to go back and watch those videos because, yeah, I think that was we never finished it, but boy, that thing got out of hand real quick. But we were doing it all in survival, so this should be a lot easier to do and creative. And so I want to do that. So I'm going to start taking. I've always done that. Like this building, this Capitol building, is from a place in Pennsylvania. It's a specifically Capitol building from Pennsylvania. There will be multiple buildings that we run across like that in my world. This is based on a building in Tennessee. This airport is based on one that's in Indiana. I could go on and on and on just because I'm constantly inspired by things. And so essentially the marina and this are inspired by something. This is probably going to be more of a carbon copy than the marina, which we will talk about here in a second. But anyways, that is my plan for this. And as you can see, that's a big chunk of the neighborhood. I think this whole city block is essentially the same as this, right? If not bigger, right? The whole Capitol building and the stuff surrounding it. There's going to be a lot of stuff in this one thing. And so then we'll have to do our convention center, and then, boy, I think there's going to be some more hotels and all sorts of stuff here, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be great. And so then we just have to kind of go through and keep filling in the gaps. But I went ahead and kind of leveled out this land. What I will say is the place in California is flat. This is not. So we're going to have to work around that, and that's fine. I actually kind of want that challenge. So it's not quite one for one copy, but, you know, I'm embracing the hilliness of said city block. So let's go over here. I kind of embraced the water, and I want to explain why. I did off camera. There is some time-lapse footage that you might see if I'm not busy enough to go through and do that. We moved our warehouse from here, and here we placed what will be a very what's the word? It's not modern neighborhood. I don't know what else to call it, but there will be a lot of like row house type of buildings. There'll be some standalone houses, but as you can see, I've got sort of a roadmap, literally, of where the houses will be. I haven't decided if they're going to be like single rows or double. I just kind of wanted to get the spacing down, but essentially we have all this land here for the warehouse, for their trailers, for their storage of goods and services, and then we're going to have sort of a motel-y, like a high-end motel, I think, apartment complex. Maybe haven't quite landed on it. Probably skewing more towards apartment complex in the pink here, which will face that. So, you know, there'll be a bit of a what's the word of it? Because you've got the proximity to the airport. You're really close to the warehouse. You're gonna not have to pay a high premium for this house here, but you will have to start doing that as you come through this neighborhood. And so that's we're basically where you see green grass, there will be property of some sort, and I haven't figured it out. But what I have figured out is there's be a trail system along the beach shore here with houses sort of facing that. This is an optical illusion, I feel like, because there's a hill here. See, there is a hill. So these houses are up on a hill. Let's get down and dirty. See? And so these properties will be on this hill with a really nice view of the water. And so these will be premium housing. But I wanted to have like a trailhead here where people could come down and they could just walk along the shore and they could go both directions. And, you know, that is what it is. Of course, we have our big bridge that we'll be building here in a little bit. And speaking of bridges, we have some bridges here that are coming from this neighborhood. And so one of the things that I wanted to do, so like you have, you know, Minecraft water level is, you know, 60, is it 63? No. Water's no, I thought it was 64. Doesn't matter. But what I wanted to do is see here how this water kind of comes up. This is almost it's almost the reverse of how water should work. But I'm going to use it to my advantage. I really wanted to keep this water, but the water was all the way down basically to where the sand was. See where the sand is right here? That water level was all the way down there, and I was like, ugh, I don't want a huge hill down to just a little thing of water. It's like I want a big thing of water so that people will actually want to, spend time here. So one of the things we're going to do is, there's the whole glass trick, right? So you can get the lime green and then the green, and then you just break that, and then and then you do that, and then what is it? A candle? I don't use candles very often. I should probably use candles a lot more because they are pretty cool. Then you get, you get yourself a little reed, and so there'll be reeds and sugar cane and all sorts of, grass and stuff like that all throughout this area. Kind of like a wetlandy kind of area. Wetlandy, is that a word I can use? Yeah, so this whole sort of inner shoreline of this water will be very similar to this, just sort of a wetlands kind of area. Of course, there'll be some, houses in this area, maybe a little bit of a park here that people can kind of come to and enjoy the water. I'm surprised these flowers made it. You don't get. No one likes you. Ooh, speaking of which, these rabbits just keep. Get out of there. I need to figure out a way to put a command. Now that this is on a server, stop generating entities. I don't want bunnies and sheep and cows. I've already done that multiple times, but they just keep coming back. Go away. No one likes you. Anyways, it is what it is. So what I did is I poured the water all the way up to this level, right? To, what is it, 68? So it's 5 blocks off. And I came up with some ways of just sort of reducing that as we went. So you can kind of see the water goes down 1 block here. It doesn't look great. I mean, we'll work around that. And then I kind of hid around underneath the bridge so you don't see it. Another drop here. So if you're just kind of above it, you don't notice that the water level has gone down at all. If you're not really paying attention. And I'm hoping you're not. And then I had some over here. It just didn't look great. So then I had to kind of hide it really well underneath this portion of the bridge. And you may not even saw that. This could probably come one more in. But it essentially becomes a bit of a waterfall situation. But again, if you're not really paying enough attention, you're not going to notice it. I mean, you're going to notice it here, but it is what it is. I guess I could put a dam there. You know what? That might actually make more sense. If this is instead of a bridge, it's almost like a dam situation. Because then the water can naturally rise and collect and then pour into here. I just came up with some ideas here. So thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Even though it just didn't take me a long time to do. But I think it makes more sense to put more of a dam area here and let the water kind of come in. So we'll do that. I think that'll make a lot more sense in the scheme of things. Ooh, look, a boat. Ooh, there's a boat. So that is kind of the plan for this neighborhood. There used to be an intersection here that came this direction, but I didn't like it. And where's the road going to go? The road couldn't go anywhere. And so I got rid of that. There will be some more apartment-like things back here, more row houses that are pretty much butted up against the interstate. So again, property that more sort of younger people, more lower income individuals are more prone to gravitate towards, especially in their younger lives, early careers, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to put anyone down by talking like this. It's just, it reminds me of very much of housing that I stayed at whenever I was younger and had no money. And so that will kind of go here. I'm just planning the city, guys. Some people just don't have money. I should just stop talking, get myself in trouble. Anyways, you can kind of see here too, while doesn't make sense to have like a sidewalk going that way. Does kind of make sense to have a sidewalk going this way. Now that I'm putting a dam here, I could probably get away with adding this across here. But as you can see, I kind of just reduced it down, and then I figured if people needed to cross, they could kind of tightrope it that way. So there's that. But that kind of will lead us into the other portion of what I've been working on. So, this will come alongside this. I'll probably jump back and forth. I'll do one at a time. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of planting mini plots of gardens to jump into. And so again, there'll be multiple houses throughout this entire area to, keep us going. And it's going to be a lot. I mean, gosh, I love the fact that I can see so far and where we're going and where we came from. So we have this bridge here. when we come off the off ramp here, this will lead us to our marina. Now watch, I have this other really cool mod. Warp TP to the marina above. Hold on to your butts. Zoom. We are now way above where we just were, because I've had to use this POV for a lot of things. This particular image is inspired by a place in France. I don't know if it was, I ended up doing a lot of research, and the more I got, the more interesting it got, and the more worried I got. But I saw this image on social media, and it was of a place called Antibes Marina. And an Antibes Marina was a giant yacht. And that yacht was basically parked in the image right here. It was massive. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, yacht on the planet. It looks like a battleship. And if I remember, I will put said image of that in said reference Google Map satellite view that I've been utilizing. What you see is not final. And basically where you see lime green is where I had originally planned on putting docks. And so essentially, it's kind of hard to do here, but essentially where you see these stripes here is where it would be the depth of a boat. Yellow being sort of the gap where you could, drive your boat in between, that kind of thing. So essentially here, you can have a boat here, 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 here. They're just sort of strewn along here. Let me zoom out. These will stay. I like the way these look. This all is going to stay. I like the way this looks. It's weird because I'm playing with geometry here. So, as you can see, everything is very sort of linear. I had somebody one time tell me everything is too straight, which is, again, sort of why I put this bend in here. Curves are hard, guys. Curves are hard. But I've got some curves. I've got one here. I've got kind of a curve here. It's just really hard to do, and it's time consuming. So originally we had put this loading dock here, and I'm going to keep that. And I also want to keep sort of access to the river system throughout here. What is probably not going to stay, so essentially what this is here is this is a, what do they call those? I had the word in my head and I just completely lost it. Like a water break from the ocean, so that the water doesn't just keep come flooding into the marina. I'm going to change this layout, even though this took me forever. And so essentially a lot of this is going to go away. So instead of it sort of being, and this is really hard to do at height because it's really hard to sort of line things up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this like this, but then instead of it going up and around like this, I think I'm going to just embrace this and then just have it almost follow this same line, but more so just come in like this so that it keeps water back. And then when I just love the look of the marina because it's a circular thing, whereas this is becoming more of a rectangular thing. And so I think if I reduce this back and then turn it and kind of come in this way instead, your boats will have to come in this way. And my original goal wasn't to utilize any of this land really just yet at all, but I think I'm going to have to. Of course, this is going to be a big parking area. We've already got a parking area here. We're probably going to have parking area here, but this one might look a little bit different. This one might be less of a loading and unloading situation and just more of a recreational thing. So I plan on putting my big boats in this area, some moderately sized boats here, probably some smaller ones here. But in this area and alongside the wall will just be sort of your run-of-the-mill regular consumer boats, smaller boats that you can just jump in, houseboats, I guess, as well. So that was sort of the original plan for this, was that sort of just, you've got people probably living in their boats, that kind of thing. That will most likely become this portion of the marina. So this is a giant work in progress. This is probably going to take me a really long time to map out, and a really long time. As you can see here, I kind of regret doing this. I kind of concreted them down, and it's probably not going to stay like that. They're just can you imagine how many boats I'd have to build to put in this whole area? And this whole rectangular thing was going to be sort of a dry dock situation. I don't know if I'm ready for that. So I don't know. What I'm telling you right now could change, or it could stay what it is. I don't know, guys. Like, boating isn't my thing. I wanted a marina. I've been doing research. I know a few people that own boats. I've been out on boats. So I will welcome any and all ideas. But again, Antibes Marina was what I was inspired by. It is not going to be anywhere close to that, as much as I'd like it to. That would take a long time to terraform and landscape. And heck, maybe I will do it. Maybe I will do it to the point where I can. Because basically what it would do is, this is literally 1-for-1 carbon copy. This is really close, and then this is also really close. But essentially from here all the way around, that is a almost 1-for-1 carbon copy of the overhead view. And then there's sort of this swooping area like this. So I would have to terraform this all the way out. And I mean, I did it. I did it for this stinking zoom in. I did it here. All this is me. All this underwater terraforming is me. It's still not great in some places. Oh, it just took so long. And that was without mods. Even with mods, it would take me a long time. But as you can see here, it kind of fit really well with the existing land. And so, you know, keeping this will look good, but then I don't know. I'm going to be talking about this for a long time. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Let me know. But anyways, I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. I know I've kind of been long-winded. There's been a lot of development here, and there's going to continue to be a lot of things moving on. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. So yeah, if you have any ideas, by all means, let me know in the comment section below. Feel free to join me on my Discord. We can chat there. And well, in the meantime, this is JPT. Go play your games, and I'll be seeing you. No, the video is not done yet, Jason. Come on now. Oh, you idiot. The one thing I promised to tell you, that I have finally named my city. And I want to explain kind of something that it's been on my brain for some time. I started this project before I had kids. This has been years and years and years and years and years in the making. I built this very building behind us in survival, brick by brick, block by block, hand by hand. The flags you see behind me represent, well, the character that my Minecraft character is based on. And so I started thinking about what this world could be, and essentially what this the idea that I have in my head is that someday I will pass this down, not only to you, my audience, but I have a feeling that my boys, I've got 2 boys who love Minecraft. I have a feeling that someday they are going to help build this city with me. And so I started thinking about the word legacy, and that's not really a name that just rolls off the tongue in terms of like a city. And so I started looking at other words, like synonyms for the word legacy. And I thought about it, and I landed on heritage. So just think about it, like Heritage, Montana, Heritage, Illinois. I've looked up the word heritage to see if it's a major city anywhere in at least the United States, and it's not, surprisingly. If you know of one, let me know. I did a very little research. But I think that's the name of this city. I think that's just kind of what I've been sitting on, was that this world, I want something bigger than me to happen with it. And whether that's allowing others to come on and go around, allowing others to come on and fill in the interiors, because it's not something that I'm good with. I mean, there are very few buildings here that have interiors that are, I just don't have time. That's the thing. I just don't have time. And perhaps that's something that my boys would like to help with. And of course, I have to tell myself, you know, that's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of like, I'm going to be nitpicky, right? Like this has been something that I've been working on for, gosh, I don't know if it's quite been 10 years. I mean, it's been before my first son was born, and that's 8 years by this point. So maybe it has been 10 years. And just a lot of time just sitting here thinking, dreaming. And yeah, this is a heritage. And so welcome to Heritage. And with that, this is JPT. Go play your games, and I'll be seeing you.